Hello and welcome to Java with Jim. I'm Jim Reese, Director of Business Development at Offit Kurman, joined here today with Scott Samborn, Senior Technology Advisor at Bridgepoint Technologies. Scott, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Jim. Thanks for
Good.
having me on the program.
Yeah, thanks for joining me. So Scott, tell us about Bridgepoint Technologies and what do you do there and what makes you different from other companies in your vertical?
So, we're in the technology vertical, so it's very broad. And what Bridgepoint does is, the way I like to say it is, we help companies to buy technology better. I used to own a managed services company, which is an IT service provider for small and medium-sized businesses here in the DC area. And when I encountered the previous iteration of Bridgepoint, which was a company called CNSG, run by my friend Ali Nehru, he quickly became my favorite vendor because he took care of all the things that I didn't like to do. We were dealing with a lot of small companies and medium-sized companies, and the one thing that I hated about what we had to do as the technology guy was telecom. I never liked telecom, and Ali took all that off my hands. And the greatest part was that it generated revenue for us by enhancing the relationship with the client and made the client stick with us longer, and it improved our overall relationship. It improved the things that we could sell because Ali brings all the vendors to the table, and we didn't have to spend a lot of time ramping those up. And over the last few months, Ali has merged CNSG with Bridgepoint, which is out of California. So now the presence of the company is much larger, more a national firm. We have a lot more vendors to choose from. And when I sold my MSP earlier this year, I looked around and said, "What do I want to do? For my next adventure?" And this is, I'm staying in the technology business, but I don't have to run a company. I don't have to be a managed services provider, and this is right up my alley. So I'm really enjoying talking to people about technology and helping their companies to be more effective.
It seems like a perfect fit. And share one more time the tagline. I love the tagline.
So we are a vendor agnostic and free service that does one thing. We help companies to buy technology better. We
Love it.
don't compete with MSPs. We don't compete with IT service companies. We partner with them to help them improve their offering and their client relationships.
Great. Thank you. So Scott, when it comes to Bridgepoint Technologies, what are you most proud of? I mean, a young company, I realize that, but what are you most proud of so far?
Um, well, I'm most proud of a lot of things. It's interesting. The education of the people that I work with is really impressive. They know their stuff. Technology changes so quickly, and even as an MSP owner, I sometimes had difficulty keeping up with it. But we have a group of engineers and other people, other advisors that know this stuff so well, so that when we're brought in to talk to a customer, we know not only the technology, we know the vendors that have the right technology to meet their needs, and we even go down as far as in many areas we know the relationship between the buildings where they are and the vendors that we can bring to the table. So building X may have an advantage over this vendor versus that vendor because of the location. And maybe building X has fiber from carrier A and building X does not have fiber from carrier B. So there's so many different options and ways to go about doing this. The knowledge that my crew has is truly stellar.
Nice. Um, Scott, what do the next 6 months look like for you and Bridgepoint Technologies?
That's a great question, Jim. I am anticipating that the next 6 months are going to be very, very busy for us. With technology doesn't slow down. Um, the bad guys are on steroids and on speed and getting faster and stronger every day. And with the economy seeming to be heading to a recession, we're looking at a lot of cost cutting measures. And those are areas that we can shine because most of our job when we come in and present a vendor to a client is to save them money. We have such a huge amount of business with all the vendors that we deal with that we almost always command the best price, and we can beat the vendor up to get a better price if that's what the customer needs. So we're anticipating all these cost cutting measures to really pay off for us. And the best thing about it from the customer standpoint is we're free to them. We don't charge them a penny. we get paid by the vendor that wins their business. So it's a win-win all around.
I love the model. By the way, you were kind enough to send me an invitation to a holiday party that you're having, I believe in December. Can you share that? You want to share that with the folks watching this?
Sure, it's been 2 years, thanks to COVID, 2 years since we've had our holiday party, and this is always the biggest and most fun event of the season. This year it's December 8th, and it's going to be at Bethesda Country Club, and we have about, I would say, 30 of our vendors are going to be there sponsoring, helping to sponsor the event. We'll have between 500 and 600 partners and clients. That means MSPs, VCIO firms, real estate companies. We do a lot of business with commercial real estate folks, as well as end user clients are going to come and help us celebrate the return of back to work from COVID, and and getting back into the fun stuff.
Great. So if people want to attend your party, what do they do?
Just reach out to me, either send me a connection through LinkedIn and let me know that's what you're looking for, or reach out to you, Jim, and you'll know how to get a hold of me. And I would love to meet you.
Great. Thanks for that. All right. So for the fun question,
Okay.
Scott, what do most people watching this not know about you?
I've actually gotten that question 3 times in the last few years, and judging by my hairline, it's hard to tell, but I've seen the Grateful Dead over 100 times.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Wow. You see the Grateful Dead movies?
I've seen the Grateful Dead movies, and I still continue to see, the new iterations of the bands that come after the Grateful Dead, including Dead and Company and Joe Russo's Almost Dead, and a lot of other live music. My wife and I are huge live music fans. And during the summer, you can often catch us out at B Court Brewery in Virginia seeing live music and drinking great craft beer.
That's terrific. Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that with us and all the information about Bridgepoint Technologies. Been great to be with you today. I'm sure I'll be seeing you somewhere soon.
Looking forward to
But
it.
until then, you take care, okay?
Thanks, Jim. You too.
All right. See ya.
Take care.
Bye.